Oh, you caught me. Good morning. Today is Thursday, April 30th. I'm happy to see everybody. Wishbone and I are in my office this morning. So we're in a new location just for today. Only 2 days left for this week, so finish strong, hang in there. I know you can do it. Again, we're offering lunch and breakfast every day, every work school day, Monday through Friday at entrance C20 at the high school. And you can drive through on Horseman Drive, and Mr. Fetchko and Mr. Sabian are out there delivering lunches and breakfast every morning. So I hope you'll stop by and get a lunch today. I need to remind everybody again about our 6 reminders of good health and hygiene. Wash your hands often for 20 seconds or longer with soap and water, not Wishbone. Cover your mouth and nose when you sneeze or cough. Avoid touching your face whenever possible. And clean high-touch surfaces often. Practice good social distancing, so stay at home as much as you can. Keep at least 6 feet between you and others if you must go out. And if you are going to any public places, the grocery store, the pharmacy, make sure that you're wearing a mask. So each day I try to give you some tips to take care of your mind and bodies. Today's 6 tips come from the Mayo Clinic and help us deal with stress. So stress is a normal psychological and physical reaction to the demands of life, especially during this pandemic. Everyone reacts differently to difficult situations, and it's normal to feel stressed and worried during a crisis. So here are a few ways to reduce stress. So 6 to be exact. So number 1, keep a regular routine. So maintaining a regular schedule is important to your mental health. In addition to sticking to a regular bedtime routine, keep consistent times for meals, bathing, and getting dressed, work or study schedules, and even exercise. Also, set some time aside for activities you enjoy. This predictability can make you feel more in control. Number 2, we've talked about this often, limit exposure to news media. So constant news about COVID-19 from all types of media can heighten fears about this disease. So limit social media exposure, that places where you might hear rumors or false information, and look for reliable sources of information such as the Center for Disease Control and the World Health Organization. Number 3, stay busy. A distraction can get you away from the cycle of negative thoughts that feed anxiety and depression. So enjoy hobbies that you can do at home. Identify a new project or clean out that closet that you promised that you'd get to. Number 4, focus on positive thoughts. Choose to focus on the positive things in life instead of dwelling on how bad you feel. Consider starting each day by listing things that you are thankful for. Maintain a sense of hope. Work to accept changes as they occur and try to keep problems in perspective. Number 5, use your moral compass or spiritual life for support. If you draw strength from a belief system, it can help you bring comfort during difficult times. And finally, number 6, set priorities. Don't become overwhelmed by creating a life-changing list of things that you have to achieve while you're home. Set reasonable goals each day and outline steps you can take to reach those goals. Give yourself credit for every step you take in the right direction, no matter how small. And recognize that some days will be better than others. So every day I research and read ways to reduce stress and address our mental well-being. I've learned a lot about it. Many of these ideas are repeated in the literature, and I generally feel pretty confident about bringing them to you for your consideration. So ultimately, you have to find what works for you. All I ask is that you give some of these a try. So have no doubt, we are going to get through this. There are a lot of smart, energetic, and thoughtful people guiding us through this difficult time. Working together, we will get through this. Wishbone, you ready for some email? Let's move on to our mindful moments. Come here, Wish. So Wishbone keeps getting good emails from all of our friends. So let me read a couple of them to you. And this first one comes from Eddie the Bulldog and the Manning family, who sent us a picture of some sidewalk art they did. And I love the message. And the message says, smile. There is always a positive. So when Wishbone and I are out taking our walks, we love to see that sidewalk chalk and those positive messages and positive pictures. So thank you for that one. So here's another email. This one came from Samuel. Samuel asked if we could have ice cream sandwiches on Thursdays at lunch. So that one, Wishbone and I are going to have to check into a little bit. So I'll check on that for you, Samuel. Let's see. The next one I have here is from the Taylor family. The Taylor family sent me a picture of George's one-word rock. And when we did our one-word exercise the other day, and I loved it because his one word, which I thought was a good, Wishbone and I both thought was a very good word, was helpful. So thank you, Taylor family, for sending that to me. And keep sending Wishbone and I emails at wishbone@mtlsd.net. And whenever possible, Wishbone and I will try to answer those. The very first week that we were on having school at home, we were off that first week, and I began to do some of these mindful moments for parents. We started, Bob and Wishbone and I started talking about Peace Corners. I'm not even sure Bob was with us at that time. So I mentioned Peace Corners or Calming Corners. So let's revisit that just for a minute today. A Peace Corner is a special place that you create. It's a space where you can safely retreat to if you need a little alone time or you just need to take a little brain break. So sometimes we can even use them when we may feel mad or angry, a little place just to take a break. So here are some pictures of Peace Corners that I found. Remember, it's your corner. You get to put things in it that you want. So this one has things like Hoberman Sphere, some stuffed animals, some of your favorite books, some crayons, a pretty poster, a picture. Here's another one. Could have a figure 8 drawing in it, Legos, maybe a snow globe, even a comfy blanket or a pillow. Some of the things that we use in our mindful corners, or you can use in your mindful corners, are the things that we use every day. And here's another really good idea too. They didn't have space for a mindful corner. They just had space for a mindful basket. So you can see a little bit of a snow globe, a Hoberman Sphere, some books that they like. All those things can go into your Peace Corner. So I'd love for you to consider again rebuilding or moving around your Peace Corner if you already have one, or just putting one together right now. Wishbone, you ready for some meditation? So meditation is always an invitation. The more often we do it or practice it, the stronger our minds become. So sit, relax, you can pray, you can contemplate, whatever you want to do to just take this pause. So today we're going to do a little bit of a longer body scan. So if you recall, each day we kind of go from the top of our heads and we quickly scan down through our body. Well, today we're going to spend a little bit more time doing that. So everybody get in a comfortable position, sit, lay down, and put your feet flat on the floor. And if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes or just look downward. And we'll start in our usual way. Let's take 3 deep breaths in through the nose. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And let's just come into this space a little bit. What are the sounds we hear in this room? Do we hear the water running? Do we hear the furnace running? Maybe a brother or sister in another room. What are the sounds we hear right now, right here? And for just a moment, let's go to our breath, which we use as our anchor. See if we can feel the expansion and contraction of our bellies or our chest as we breathe in and out naturally and normally. And we're going to spend a little bit more time scanning from the top of our head to the tips of our toes. And as we scan down, just notice them, feel them, good or bad, achy or not achy. And we'll just think of release after each. So the top of our head, down to our neck. Spend some time on our necks. Let's see if we can release any tension in our necks. And move down a little bit to our shoulders. Let's feel if our shoulders are tight or loose. And just release any tension that we feel in our shoulders. Move down to our back, our upper back. Slowly down our spine. Releasing as we go down our spine to our low back. Let's settle into our low back and see if that feels tight or loose. Just think release. Down to our sit bones and our thighs. Just noticing how our thighs feel right now, if they're tense or loose. And release. To our knees. Down to our shins. Let's see if we can feel what our shins feel like. Are they tight or are they loose? Down to our ankles. And finally, all the way down to our toes. Let's feel our feet firmly planted into the ground. And go all the way back to the top of your head. And slowly go down from the top through the neck, the shoulders, the back, the low back, the sit bones, the thighs, the knees, the shins, the ankles, and the toes. Let's take a deep breath through our nose and out through our mouth. Let's come back into this room and hear the sounds we can hear, smells we can smell, being totally present right here, right now. And when you're ready, put a smile on your face first. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Didn't that feel good? So sometimes it's good to stretch, wishbone, right? And we end each morning with our mindful self-compassion. So put your hand on your heart, give yourself a hug, or give Wishbone a hug. You don't want to come up today? Okay. And repeat to yourself quietly, may I be happy? May I be healthy? And may I be peaceful? Well, thank you for joining Wishbone and me in my office, and we'll see you tomorrow.